Welcome back to the unit tutorials for Science Year 3, Unit 3, Light and Shadows, and this is video part 2. This video will walk you through the following areas: how to adapt activities and lessons, and key moments within the unit to look out for. Adapting activities can be easily done by using the ebook workbook and the snipping tool to paste the activity onto a Word or Publisher document and edit it. From there, you can print it and stick the adapted activity into your exercise book or directly over the workbook original activity. You may be familiar with the snip tool, but it can be found by searching in the search bar or simultaneously pressing Windows, Shift and S. Drag your mouse to highlight the area you want to copy, and that selection of your screen can be copied onto your clipboard and then onto your Word or Publisher document. I'm now going to go through some of the activities in each of the lessons in the pupil workbook and how to adapt them. We don't have time to go through every single activity, so ideas and suggestions I present here can also be used, if fitting, in the activities we don't unpick. In Lesson 1, pupils are given a text and are asked to answer questions. Support pupils by highlighting the keywords in that text. You could also highlight the keywords in the questions. For further support, colour coordinate the words in the text to the relevant questions. Stretch pupils by asking them to answer more challenging questions from that lesson's learning, such as, can you think of any other sources of natural and artificial light? In Lesson 2, pupils undertake an investigation about sun cream. Support pupils by giving them printed information cards for them to read and stick into the appropriate section. By giving pupils multiple choice answers to tick, and by pre-populating the SPF side of the table in advance. Stretch pupils by asking them to answer more challenging activities such as create a presentation or information leaflet on how to stay safe in the sun. In Lesson 3, pupils undertake another investigation. Support them by adding a photograph you've taken of pupils' equipment or adding keywords to prompt pupils what to draw. You can complete the first diagram as support for the second, or add an example using similar images to an accompanying sheet. You could add some of the keywords so pupils have more time to be successful. And you can stretch pupils by asking them to complete more challenging activities, such as showing them an incorrect diagram of light travelling from a light source and asking them to fix it. In Lesson 4, pupils undertake an investigation looking at light passing through different materials. Support pupils by using the resources you have pre-prepared to fill in the object column ahead of time. You could also create labels for the what is it made of and opaque, transparent or translucent columns. Add example objects on the arrow. And give pupils a sentence starter or add multiple choice answers. Stretch pupils by asking them to answer activities such as, is David correct? How do you know? In Lesson 5, pupils need to read some text and then answer questions based on that text. Support them by highlighting the key information in the text that will support the retrieval questions. Highlight the key information within the question itself. Give pupils a word bank to complete the sentences. This could include just correct answers or a mix of correct and incorrect. Stretch pupils by showing them images of opaque, translucent and transparent objects and ask them what they think their shadow would be like. As in Lesson 5, highlight key information in the text and questions for this activity. Offer pupils multiple choice answers. Include a drawing of the experiment and keywords for labelling. And stretch pupils by showing pupils an image of an object with a large shadow but the light source far away. Ask them what's wrong with the image. And Lesson 10, pupils need to add the light rays to the diagram. Support pupils by working through a similar example with the whole class or in small groups of students before they complete this. by adding some of the arrows already, and stretch pupils by asking them to answer activities such as, is David correct and how do you know? To prepare for the unit, you need to plan an engaging hook to get pupils excited for the learning to come, print off any additional resources per lesson, and gather resources for specific lessons by reading through the unit planning guidance. Hopefully you now feel confident about accessing and teaching this unit. Any questions, please send to primarymastery@curriculumplus.org.uk. We welcome all feedback to ensure these resources are as supportive as possible. Thank you.